I tweeted something out earlier in the week. Something that happened on NXT. Now, I mentioned NXT. I don't watch it religiously. Don't really know too much about the superstars and the guys in it. But, I still follow what goes on the WWE social media. So I see things that happen there. And we had talked about the Rascals from TNA reuniting.
The threesome that were in the pay-per-view.
Correct. Yeah, we talked about them reuniting in NXT, which was an interesting move, because it's a TNA Impact era group on NXT television. So you have to be a diehard to know the intersecting storylines and universes to get that they have a history and relationship, because you listen to the commentary, but if you're like me, I tune them out. So, it's you got to know it. So after they had their match, or one of their things on NXT, there was a little shocking turn, right?
Okay.
One of them, Wes Lee, turned on the rest of the group.
Now, hold that thought. Is Wes Lee the NXT guy, or is he a TNA guy?
So Wes Lee, he is the NXT guy.
Okay, so that would make sense. Okay,
he's he's been North American champion. He's a great talent, but he turned on his Rascals buddies.
Yeah,
and I watched it, and again, I'm not here to criticize the current crop of superstar or talent, but as a viewer, I can telegraph things when I'm watching it. Now if I'm watching a movie and a movie kind of draws me in, and they swerve you go, oh wow, that was a good one. They really got me, right? But if you're watching the movie too, you're not watching the actors or actresses' face to telegraph what the next move is going to be, right? But on television, you can see it. So I'm watching this clip, and you obviously see what's about to happen. And then I'm just like, oh, well, let me see what everybody else has to think about this, because I obviously didn't even need to finish the clip to see what, the result was. And I'm reading these comments by fans. This is the most shocking thing I've ever seen. I can't believe that he did this to his friends. Why, Wes? Why? Yada, yada, yada. And I'm like, is this just me again being old man yelling at the clouds? That I don't get it? Am I just too on the other side of kayfabe that I can't separate the, I know too much about the inner workings of the business that I can't be a fan anymore, because it was so telegraphed and expected. It took me immediately out. And I'll show you the clip, but I'd love to hear what you have to say about something as such, since you are such a senior performer.
Okay. Well, just because you can see it from a mile away, does it mean it's not an entertaining aspect of the show? Are you still not entertained? Because we talked about this with the pay-per-view that just SummerSlam. And I told you I could see the Dom turn from a mile away, but I loved it because it made perfect sense and it advanced the story. So now you have this Wes character who turned on his counterparts. And even though you saw it, did you say to yourself, wow, this could be an interesting feud? Like, how are they going to continue this? Because if that's the case, then it worked. It just because you can see something, coming doesn't mean that it's not going to be an entertaining aspect of the show. So yeah, you might be that old man saying, get off my lawn. Like you're the type of fan to me that if things don't go the way you want them to go, you tend to say, oh my God, that's dog shit. Oh my God, I don't like it. Oh my God, blah, 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 blah. And if you were a booker, I think you would be the worst person to work with. I think you would be so hard to please as a booker. And if I came to you as a talent and I said, you know what, Chad, that doesn't work, I feel you would either fire me or be like, no one asked you, bitch, do what I say. I'm in charge. I'm the booker. like that kind of deal. Like you need to learn how to bend a little and see things from different perspectives and different angles. That's just the take that I get about you. You are that type of fan. You like what you like. And if it's not in your realm, you poo-poo on it.
Fair. That's very fair. But again, this is on live television. This is their developmental program that is so rehearsed and gone over 9 bazillion times. This is like, I should see it like a movie, and this should be a million. I'm gonna show it.
Yeah, let me see
I'm
it.
showing you this thing.
Maybe I'm missing something that you're not translating to me that I can understand more if I see the clip. You know what I mean? Like if a spot was botched or something, I'd understand it. Okay, here we go. All right, so he's selling.
Look, they're all together. Look, right here in the clip is where I said turning. Right here. Before he even made the little mean face. Look, they're like crying together. Look. Oh, man. We're so sad.
Very dramatic. Yeah. Huge pop. Huge pop, dude. She reminded me of It's Still Real to Me, damn it. Look at them. Look at the people. Yes. So before this happened, were the other two like selling and that's why he got beat? Is that what happened?
I'm picking it up from this clip.
Okay, so you didn't see what happened prior. Because he just said, you left me alone. So I'm thinking maybe the other two were on the outside selling or something and left him to get pinned and he's pissed.
The sell of the turn being so predictable to a viewer coming in like I was. Seeing this and saying that why West, why? And then reading these comments of this was shocking. I'm like, I didn't need to even watch their whole entire, outcome to know what was going to happen.
You as a viewer saw it on television. So you saw the smirk that he made. The audience didn't see that smirk. Number one. If you're in the crowd, you're not going to see that facial because of the way
it was even before. I could see it even before.
Okay.
That.
I thought it went a little long.
Yes, that too.
A tad bit long for my liking. I think he should have super kicked him, maybe 10, 15 seconds prior to when he did, because it did go a little long. But the reaction that it got was awesome. And that's what you want. You want a reaction from the fans. So they did it correctly. They got the reaction that they wanted. The fans popped for that. So I tend to disagree with you. He did that little smirk for the people at home. Like, oh my God, what's
that was excellent camera work.
Is he pissed at them? Is he pissed at, the situation? Like what's happening? But, I just would have liked it a little shorter, little tighter for me.
Yeah.
That's
another, it's 2 minutes and 43 seconds.
Yeah.
That whole thing.
Right.
And then it continues on the floor. I mean, it's way too long. I mean, it's just those reactions and then the comments.
You have to understand this as well. The NXT fans, I feel, are a younger generation, right? And we talked about this before we started recording. Like you were comparing it as one of the, not you, but them, comparing it as one of the greatest heel turns of all time and blah, blah, blah. A lot of these fans are uneducated as to what happened prior to the year 2024. You know what I mean? Like they don't go back to the 80s and the 90s to see like, one that pops in my head that was awesome, the barber shop, right? Shawn Michaels, Marty Jannetty. I didn't see that coming. And when he kicks him and he goes through the barber shop, oh my God, what a betrayal. Like stuff like that is like monumental, right? But the fans today, they might be too young to remember that kind of stuff. And a lot of them don't do their history. Because they're not into it. They're into the modern day, the current day programming. So for them, if they're a Rascals fan, this is heartbreaking. They want to see those three stay together. So you need to look at it from their perspective. And not everybody is old school. Not everybody thinks the way you do. So where I tend to agree with you, this isn't the greatest turn in the history of professional wrestling, but it was good and it got a reaction from the NXT universe. So they did it right. You can't argue that. That that was loud as hell. You know, if
it was definitely loud. No, it was a big reaction. Absolutely.
Was, and I don't think it was piped in. I think that was a general reaction from that, you know, because that's a smaller arena and you can hear the acoustics are really good. You can hear what's going on. I think they executed it, like I said, a little tighter, but otherwise they got the reaction that they wanted.
What, you mean like this girl over here in the corner?
Where she is?
Look at this.
Show me. Oh yes, right there.
Look at this. And I mean, but look at this overselling these. I mean, come on. It's
Do you think they told the fans in advance, like, you know, you really have to sit there with your mouth? You know,
I wouldn't doubt it. I wouldn't be shocked.
I don't think so. That would ruin the whole show. Come on.
Who knows? Who knows?
Are they paid actors in the crowd?
They sometimes seem like it. They sometimes seem like it.
You know,
NXT to me, even from the beginning when it launched, all it felt like to me was a group of people in that building, and this is the fans I'm talking about, that were trying to make something happen. Okay, that's all it felt like to me, because I never got the buzz. And now you could say, oh, well, you're just acting old school. You're just a, you're an out of touch fan. But if you want to go back, it's been around 12, 13 years. And those people who were in that first crop are either retired, some of them, or on a main roster somewhere. Right. So technically, if you were watching in 2012, 2013, and you're still in it now, then you're an old school fan too, right? Because that's a long time ago.
I guess.
But
I don't know.
I always felt it was just a group of fans trying to manufacture moments and trying to make something happen. And that's exactly what I feel this group of fans is doing too. They're just trying to enhance moments for these viral keyword clips. That's all NXT is to me, is a viral clip show.
Wow.
That's it. You want to quote that? NXT is a viral clip show. That's it.
Why are you screaming at me, bro?
Because I'm screaming.
I'm
screaming. And you know what? Shawn Michaels can come out here and he can look somewhere in the camera because he's not going to look in the right one. And he could say he's there because his buddy sent them down to run it for him. And it's a viral clip show. And that's what I think of NXT.
Wow. You, sir, will never get a job in NXT because of that statement. That's for sure. I disagree. Again, I feel like NXT is a good starting point for a lot of these guys out of the performance center, give them a chance to work in front of a crowd. And like you said earlier, a lot of talent has gone to the main roster. You have to start somewhere. That's a perfect place to start. And I feel like those fans there are passionate about the product and they want to see these storylines advance. You know, and again, they got the reaction that they wanted. So how is this a bad thing?
I'm going to ask her.
She's in a Joe Hendry shirt. You know, she believes in Joe Hendry.
Yeah.
Could you imagine if this was Joe Hendry and he did the turn? Oh my God. Wow.
Yeah, he's not turning on anybody.
He's right now. No, I don't think he is, but I don't know. We can agree to disagree. Again, I love all the brands out there. It gives people a place to work and TV time. And I feel like it's a good place to start, you know, but I don't feel like the fans are just doing it to go viral or whatever. You know, I feel like they're invested in the product and they love what they see. It's like when we see on social media, the AEW fans fighting the WWE fans. And, you know, putting over the strengths of the one company and the weaknesses of the other company. And people are just butting heads. I feel like people are passionate about NXT. This is another brand to be passionate about. Each company that is out there has their diehards. That's why they go to the shows and they pay the money to see the superstars that they want to see. You know, I'm not going to pay whatever the price of a ticket is just to get me in a clip where I can be like, yes. You know what I mean? Oh,
yeah.
There I am on social media with my mouth hanging open, like, because, no, they're there because they love the sport. They want to see their favorites working. So, again, we disagree, which we usually do. And by the way, I think Shawn Michaels is doing a hell of a job. And, and also Steve Corino, because Corino is in on that deal as well with the matches and getting the kids together down there. So, button heads.
That's it. Well, butt heads. I'll butt heads with you till the cows come home.
We're stuck with each other, so you're gonna have to. But but it wasn't the greatest heel turn in the world of professional wrestling. Mine was. I will go on record and say
I will go on record to say it. Yes, I agree.
Now I will say that it's up there.
In my book, it goes Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
Oh.
On Hulk Hogan, Francine on the Pitbulls.
Thank you very much. Okay. All right.